Okay, guys, right. What do I talk about today? Listen, guys, I've been contemplating. I've seen a guy preach about inappropriately preaching about women and just inappropriate preaching. Guys, I really am kind of worried about this Christians at the moment, because I really am thinking that basically, if I don't actually kind of understand the fact that basically whatever you say is on a digital network can be recorded from the likes of, I don't know, I just think that, they think that they can say what they want now and no one will remember. Everything's recorded now, Zoom churches, whatever. Somebody can just put it out there and just record it and go about the business. They can screenshot it, they can record it on their cameras, even if you're not recording it. So it's just like, when you're really catching people out and just hearing what they've got to say for themselves, my encouragement for people is just learn from people's mistakes. We've seen a lot of mistakes right about now. As people, as Christians, as human beings, there's a lot of mistakes, and I think that you can have a giggle, you can have a laugh, you can get vexed, but the ultimate thing is a case of you gotta almost look in the mirror and go, hold on a second, do I make the mistakes? Do I so I'm gonna say to myself, Roger, I've seen you have to look at situations where, do you learn from David? That's why people say, I've seen a comment by one of my guys in the chat, and we're saying about that Kirk is not Kirk, that the Bible is full of imperfect people and it's 100%. There's only one perfect person in there, and that's Jesus Christ, man. You know what I mean? Only one perfect, and that's a reality. And everybody else was imperfect. So we got a scenario where basically we are expecting perfection, where the Bible's full of imperfection. We've got to be careful with that as well at the same time, because then does it make us happy about imperfection? It really is how you look at the bottle. But one thing it does show is God's grace. God's grace in our lives individually, that we can mess up, we can totally mess up almost literally all our life and still come back, still be on it. So my encouragement is try and avoid situations that will kind of push yourself. That's one thing I can learn about David. Don't put yourself near the ladies' sauna. You know what I mean? Because it might, chip over. Don't put yourself onto certain. Don't go on incognito on Chrome. Don't. Be accountable. Don't kind of go to the club when just don't put yourself in vulnerable places. But weakness. Samson, there's David. Obviously with men, it's always been pushed about women. But if you are addicted to certain things like alcohol and different things like that, still my advice is don't put yourself, don't shove it in your face. It's not weak to not be in the presence of it. Bible talks about cutting off your hand if your hand is gonna commit sin, man. It's kind of a serious thing, for us to kind of understand our weaknesses, and that's for me is some of the most important things about maturity of life. I call it maturity of Christian, my personal Christian walk. But some people might just see it as what you think about. Now I think as maturity goes, you just know your weaknesses, your strengths. As I play football, I know as a defender, I started thinking ahead. I can see things a bit more differently, and I start prejudging things. I don't need to be as fast as I used to be. And so for me, it's really a case of really looking at things and go, do I really need to kind of really go there? You know what I'm saying? You can see the storm coming. Don't go headlong in it, man. Go around it, man. You know what I'm saying? That's just me, guys. Let's put it on there. We see a lot of dub play dramas right about now. And guys, do not put yourself, just don't put yourself into temptation. Don't put yourself in a situation where you're gonna fall. Sometimes situations will follow you and hunt you down. I appreciate that, but I'm just here to learn. So I'm looking at everyone else's mistakes. I'm just going, God, keep me out there, keep me off the dodginess. But either way, guys, on the real, we live in a dangerous time right now, and the technology is so beautiful, but it's so terrible at the same time. So trust me, my vices, man. You know, listen. Before growing up, it was like, boy, can God see me? And you just worried about what. Listen, where the cameras are going on right about now, everybody can see you. So listen, enough love to everyone. Listen, man, just be careful, just be safe, man. Just be extra. You know what I'm saying? And just show a little bit of wisdom still. And then sometimes people just want to focus on the youthfulness and say, yeah, man, I can be youthful, make mistakes. Yeah, nah. You know what? Some people get haunted by their mistakes in youth, you know. So learn from the elders when they make mistakes in the youth. That's one of my biggest frustrations, that we don't talk about our mistakes to our youths so they can learn from it. Financial, children-wise, partner-wise, wife-wise, girlfriend-wise, man-wise, you know, food-wise, health, you know, wise, you know, church-wise, you know, we don't put out our mistakes. I don't know why, but you know, this is Roger. This is, check out the Edge, man. If you're gonna catch me chatting more and talking about more stuff and just keeping it real even more, do check out my last podcast. We talk about mental health, Christianity. We talked about coming to America, which is fantastic, with the ladies, music geek and Lady T. And also I talked about the whole dubplate drama that we had going on with Meghan Markle and Harry last week, and the stupid response and the continued ignorance of certain elements of our Christian people in the UK. But anyway, that's a whole nother subject anyway. But this is Roger on Entiende Extra. We're here to be extra. We're here to keep it real. And guys, I'm setting up for a great time, but I'm going to talk about that in a second. I'm going to play a bit of Chris Howland, and this is how we do it. The track is called the True Love Remix. It's a bit of a vibe. I don't know if people have got this track in the way still, but check this out.
Give my life to you.